Hey, hey, here we go. Hello. Hi, everyone. This is Faye Renee here. I have a great movie today. Today is a rainy, gloomy day. Let's see, can you get a shot? Well, it's pretty gloomy. It's been raining all weekend in Chicago, and I hear all across the Midwest. So that is the perfect weather to go see a movie, and a serious one. I saw Chappaquiddick. Okay. This is a movie for people that like history, particularly American history, and curious people that want to know a little bit more about Chappaquiddick. If you don't know, you should know. Chappaquiddick is the name of the little island off of Martha's Vineyard up in Massachusetts. And it is the fatal story that's been told historically over and over that's followed poor Senator Ted Kennedy around for most of his career. Everyone knows that Chappaquiddick is about the fatal accident of the young woman, Mary Jo Kopechne. She was riding in a car with Senator Kennedy and Senator Ted Kennedy of Massachusetts. He was young, I think he was about 30 years old then. And the question was it manslaughter? Was he trying to kill her? Was he drunk? All kind of crazy stuff. But he pretty much owned up to it and was regretful for the rest of his life. But the movie is like any other art. It's just like the different pictures and stuff. It's in the eye of the beholder. You decide. But Ted Kennedy knows. I mean, he's gone on. That's why they made the film after he died. So he could not protest it properly. I'm sure the Kennedys do not like this film. All right. There was some remarkable performances by my man, Bruce Dern. Bruce Dern really did play Joe Kennedy well. Even though I don't know Joe Kennedy, but he played the old, horse. Joe Kennedy is the man that made the Kennedys. He was the father of the 4 Kennedy sons. So he was the head of the Kennedy clan. He died shortly, 4 months after the Chappaquiddick incident, coincidentally or ironically or whatever. But he died after that because he had had massive strokes. So we don't know what happened, but he was an old man. He died. Okay. All right. I want to call out some of the performances that I thought were really, really great. Oh my God. You have to follow me up to the computer. Let's go. Okay. The first performance that I really loved was Jason Clarke played Ted Kennedy, and he did it well. He even looked like him because he was a little chubby all his life, and he had black hair then, of course. He hadn't had the white mane that he was known for in the Senate for 40 years. And Bruce Dern, as I said, was great as his dad. Now, the best performance of all was, believe it or not, big old tall Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown was I think he was in The Green Mile, but I remember him most in, what's the film? Oh, Shawshank Redemption. He was that big cop. So as he gets older, he gets better. He was impressive. He played, I believe the guy was a senator. He played Robert McNamara. Robert McNamara was a mover and a shaker and a close advisor to the Kennedys back in the day, back in the 60s. Young people don't know this, but this is a history lesson. The film is not accurate for history, so look it up. But he played that guy, Robert McNamara. Also, one of the things Robert McNamara did in history, he was a Secretary of Defense for about 8 years, and he helped advise the Kennedys, especially the main Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, the president, on the Cuba Missile Strike, because we almost blew up the whole world back then, but that was pretty good. Okay. All right, let's see. What else should you know? Okay, contrary to the film's version, Senator Ted Kennedy, aka known as the Lion of the Senate, he always felt really deep remorse about this incident with Mary Jo. He did. He made amends for it. He became a great senator. For over 40 years, he served Massachusetts. And let me tell you some of the things he did that I knew, but I looked it up just to make sure. Kennedy was responsible for the legislation for the 18-year-old vote. So voters, get your butt out there and vote. Okay, especially since we got to vote out the nut. He's got his hand on the finger now for real, the clown fingers, but back to this. Okay, Kennedy also was responsible for Americans with Disabilities Act. That has helped so many people. You know it as ADA. Also, he's responsible for legislation on children's health insurance program. So I really love the Kennedys, and they do have problems like most families. people tried to intimate that they tried to cover it up. Maybe they did, but he did come clean back then, and that's why he was voted in the Senate for 40 years. 40 years, don't lie. 40 years, he was voted in every time he went up. They loved him in Massachusetts. They forgave him. The world forgave him. The movie is not so forgiving. They imply, So go see it. It's entertaining, and you might learn a little bit of something. All right, that's the movies. Watch out for the rain. Tomorrow, Rampage. See you at the movies. I rate this movie definitely a 3.5, and I think Clancy Brown might get an award. His performance was great as Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara. So go see Chappaquiddick if you are a history buff. That's it for today. Bye. Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoy movie reviews with Faye Renee. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you next time at the movies.